Now, for some reaction to that briefing, we speak to a lecturer in the Department of Civil Engineering at the University of Cape Town with a special focus on water and infrastructure, Gundo Maswime. Mr. Maswime, thank you so much for joining us on Daytime Update. You just heard our reporter, Ngobile Madlala, who's at that Rand Water briefing that took place earlier today, the representatives from Joburg Water and Rand Water and what they had to say. What's been your reaction as an expert in this field to how the system has been conducted?
Thank you. It appears to me that what the CEO of Rand Water, Mr. Sipho presented is a textbook lesson on how to maintain infrastructure, that they have adopted the philosophy of life cycle management, where you look at the three phases, which is what we call baseline. Basically, that is when you acquire the asset after the capital project, and then the second phase is the operations and maintenance, and then you look at the end of the asset. So what he presented was really just a generic presentation on how to maintain infrastructure assets in general. He did go a little bit into details because we wanted to hear what kind of work are they doing. It appears that there is maintenance, there's some major maintenance that will be done in Eikenhof on some pump station electricals, and also at the treatment plant in Zekerbos. So those are the main things that he gave details to.
And also made mention that these are necessary maintenance projects as well, but then also this is the right time to do them in winter specifically. If you could just elaborate as to why with the lesser demand.
Yes, it is better to do them in winter because most people are in the habit of refilling their swimming pools during summer, and just generally water evaporation, it makes the availability of water to be the water usage to be higher. So there's more people using water in summer than in winter. So this is the best time from that point of view. The level of disruption that this is anticipated to cause, I have a sense that Rand Water might be overstating the level of disruption, and I think that idea was confirmed when Mr. Mkwebo from Johannesburg Water spoke immediately after him, that the disruption that was expected in Orange Farm and those areas in the south of Johannesburg, it seems not to have taken as long as they anticipated. So it appears as a PR exercise. They are also trying to overstate the amount of disruption that this whole thing can cause.
What would you say to residents in Gauteng who've already felt some of those disruptions and perhaps for some days on end? Because, I mean, from 22 June and we'll still be doing these maintenance projects until the 29th of July, there'll still be some disruptions as well. What would you say to residents who are just completely upset about it to make them understand how important it is to do these maintenance upgrades?
Yes, unfortunately for residents, there is really nothing that we can blame them for. They will just have to make do with whatever arrangements are made in terms of providing water, maybe using water tankers. But on the Rand Water side, while this is highly commendable that there is this level of maintenance happening, but water infrastructure as well, there is an issue that they have to isolate many systems. For example, if you are going to maintain a major pump station, you could have a valve before the pump station and a valve after the pump station. Then you work only on that area so that the other systems can still provide water, because they mentioned 4 different systems, Commando systems, Eikenhof and others. So it looks like the advice should rather go to Rand Water that now that they are doing these major upgrades, when you do the major upgrades, find strategic places where you can place isolation valves, so that in future when you work on a specific area, the disruption is minimized. You can still have water flowing in other areas. To have valves that block flow into a whole network just to do a very specific maintenance, it feels like it's a case where in the past when it was done, the valves, there were not sufficient valves to isolate the networks.
Yeah, hopefully it will be done in a better way moving forward as well. Thank you so much for sharing your insights with us. That is Gundo Maswime, who is a university lecturer at UCT.